Okay, I know I've been reviewing movies for a while when I think this is the second movie I've reviewed that's called Shut-In, but I can vouch that this Shut-In is way better than the one from 2016. It's also the second movie I've watched this year from director DJ Caruso, who previously did the glorious insanity that is Redeeming Love. And both sort of have some similar qualities to them. I kinda love this direction he's taken with his career, where you have a couple of faith-based movies, but they're in the genre of an old canon film sleaze flick. But whereas Redeeming Love was like several different movies that all crashed head-on into each other and made for a fascinating mess, this one is tonally consistent. It all feels like the same movie, and it's honestly pretty damn good. Rainey Qualley stars as a single mom just out of rehab, who at first is just having a regular bad day, but then her day gets much worse as it goes along. It's bad enough that you're trapped in the pantry by your abusive ex, but it's also nailed shut after one of the nails goes through her hand, her kid is on the other side of the door, and oh, the ex's deranged friend is also running through the house. This movie is like Cujo if instead of a dog, the mom and her kid are trapped by a drugged out Vincent Gallo. And to make it even more intense, Vincent Gallo is not only a meth head, but also a child molester. They sell this movie in this situation, man. It's an intense ride. Some of it is heavy-handed, sure, like the bag of meth that's sitting in the pantry with her, and it's sitting on top of the Bible, but then it gets religious in the best way possible. When Vincent Gallo is sticking his hand under the door to try to get to her, she looks at the crucifix and then gets the idea to nail his hand to the floor with a screwdriver and a brick. The cinematography is also top-notch here. They have to shoot a lot of scenes where something is going on the other side of the door, but we're seeing the point of view from underneath it, and it works. It's not confusing. It stays wildly suspenseful. The acting really sells it too. There's lines that are a bit on the nose, like, "You put a nail through my hand, asshole," or "He's a child molester." But Rainey Qualley acts her ass off in this, and makes all of those lines completely believable. The villains are so freaking evil here, you're constantly rooting for this person, even when she makes some dumb mistakes, like leaving the house at one point when she really shouldn't. Once the terrifying situation starts, it doesn't stop. I love that it kinda is DJ Caruso going back to his grittier roots. If you haven't seen his drug thriller The Salton Sea with Val Kilmer, check that out, it's an underrated flick. I see a lot of movies now that should be all grimy looking, but they aren't. But this one? No, it's a gritty movie that looks and feels gritty. You can feel the sweat and dirt and grime when you're watching it. And all the goodwill that they've built up with our hero, the filmmaking, the terrifying villain, the acting. It makes for some very applause-worthy moments in it. It would have been fun to see with a crowd. Like Vincent Gallo still with his hand nailed to the floor, holding on to her daughter and threatening her, so she sets his arm on fire. Hey, it's a religious movie where they say fuck and people get messed up. Bring it on. I'll give this movie a B+. I think people are wanting me to hate this based on some of the messages I got, but seriously, it's a solid little thriller that's genuinely intense and very entertaining. Plus, check out our review for the Uncharted movie, and stick around because we'll have reviews for Dog and the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. See you next time.